choice. No walrus skip save. It's not usually an issue, but it's nice to have it there just on the off chance.
And here we go.
Alright, they're off. So to anybody new to Link's Awakening DX, this is the no save and quit wrong warp out of bounds category, affectionately referred to by the community as no squoob.
You squoop, you banned. That's our general rule.
Exactly. So for anybody who is, kind of confused by those definitions, wrong warp basically is when you enter a door and it takes you to somewhere that is not the intended location of that door. So as long as you're just taking doors where they're meant to go, you're good. And out of bounds is a little bit more nebulous in this run. We define out of bounds as anything more than one tile away from a normally accessible tile, which is not a big deal right now, but you'll see later in the run gets very kind of important.
Yeah, carrotinator missing the quicksword here, which is a trick to get the sword before the all flies away. So the music plays while the all flies away. Saves a little bit of time. It's not that big of an impact right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Happy with Sugar, he took the optimal route. Carrotinator took a little bit of a less optimal route and missed Quicksword, and you can see he's still barely. So Quicksword and the optimal beach routing really doesn't make too big of a difference this early.
So right now they're going through the forest to get the tail key. Normally what you need to do is get a mushroom, go to the witch maple, make powder out of the mushroom, use the powder then on raccoon who lets you pass to get the tail key. They're gonna sequence break it this a little, using a moblin coming up to boost them across a pit, which we call moblin skip.
Or if you're an old school runner, moblin damage boost. That was the old name for it.
Yeah.
So the new kids decided to make it a shorter name. Why would you ever do it?
Yeah. So what you notice is while they open chests, they want to open the save and quit menu, because opening the save and quit menu skips the text, and it's actually faster than sitting through the text. Okay, they want the moblin to face up.
Ooh.
Oh, Carrotinator almost got. There we go. Carrotinator's
Nice, very good on Carrotinator's side.
Nice, both are through.
Yeah. Great execution as soon as the moblin actually decided to cooperate. You can see Carrotinator actually having quite a bit of trouble opening this chest right now because he's going for a trick called Owl Skip.
He didn't get it.
Oh no, he must have been wall clipped into the chest.
Yeah, he tried so hard.
Yeah, you could actually see Happy with Sugar walked. If you're wall clipped into the chest, you're not going to be able to walk far enough down to screen transition before the owl starts speaking. And you could actually see Happy with Sugar wall clipped initially and walked away from the chest and back to it to avoid that happening.
So now it's time for my favorite mini game of the entire game, right here.
Yep, trendy game. Can we get first try trendy?
There's only a couple notable runners missing this quite a lot, and I'm one of them. So Sugar got it.
And it looks like Carrotinator did too. Yep.
No!
Oh, what? Oh my
Missed it.
goodness! That was like frames from working. I'm really surprised that didn't work, actually.
Shoutouts to Standard 90.
Wow, that actually really surprised me.
Yeah. The legendary second try.
Oh my goodness. Well, as you can see, Happy with Sugar is dying, unfortunately. But I mean, that's why you don't shoplift, kids. Shop owners will just kill you. But in all actuality, dying there is the fastest way to get the bow early The bow is going to save quite a bit of time, especially on some mini bosses coming up in the first and second, or first dungeon specific. Unfortunately, you need to steal the shovel before the bow will show up. Although you do need the shovel for at least one point in the game.
So, as you can see, Sugar here is killing a couple of enemies to set up his piece of power. So he needs a couple of kills going through Dungeon 1 right here too. He wants to get the piece of power. Dungeon 2, what the piece of power does is it speeds up your movement and you can lift objects faster. And you do double damage with your sword.
And there's a little bit of a knockback on your sword swings as well, which actually is kind of not desirable for a lot of situations, but you know, you take the good with the bad.
Okay. Yeah, you can actually use the tail key from the side of the statue right there.
Yeah, that's the first time you're going to really exploit wall clipping, which it sounds more complicated than it really is. In order to wall clip, all you need to do is you just kind of push into the corner of a wall, and you can clip up to 3 pixels inside that wall, which kind of, it sounds like not a big deal, but because of the way the game is made, it kind of tricks the game into thinking you're on 2 tiles at the same time, which can really allow for some massive exploits, which you'll see coming up here with Super Jump.
Yeah. So, to explain what super jumping is, as Crimson said, if you're wall clipped, and you jump into the air as you're clipped, and if you then use the sword, the bow, or the magic run, you can boost yourself. Like, if you're jumping from the ledge, the game thinks you're jumping from the ledge at the peak of your jump, so you can actually skip that keyboard right there, which is one of the more major glitches in the game.
Yeah. And here you can see the bow making quick work of this mini-boss on Happy's side.
Oh, going for the spin attack strats right here.
Nice.
Nice.
Not a bad Moldorm fight. That Moldorm is the killer of runs, for sure. He's just about as annoying in this game as Moldorm is in Link to the Past. Maybe a little bit more. It depends on how he's feeling that day.
When I fight Moldorm, I always hover with my one finger over the reset button. That's how I fought Moldorm.
Pretty much. So we'll see if Carrotinator ends up getting as good of a Moldorm fight. You could also see both runners pausing at the beginning of the fight. That's to skip a text box. In addition to equipping, it was to skip a text box that would show up at the beginning of each boss fight. They're going to do that for most bosses in the game. And that was a pretty clean D1 on both of their parts, I would say.
Oh, and here's one of the major reasons why they play on Japanese version. It's It's all the game has fewer text boxes in the Japanese version, which speeds the game up for like 30 seconds, maybe a minute. I'm not exactly sure.
I don't even remember, because when the switch over to Japanese version was made, that also introduced a lot of other stuff like Richard Skip and stuff like that. So I'm not actually entirely sure. But it does save quite a bit of time. But also, those little kids that Carrotinator just finished talking to, I think that one text box saves, was it 17 seconds or something?
Yeah, something like that. They have like 17 text boxes or something. That's a wild guess, but they have a lot of text US version and European version of the game.
Ooh, unfortunate clink with Unhappy side. Ideally, you get a 2 cycle on the Moblin boss. And here we have our
best friend.
Our furry little companion Bow Wow. Not so furry little companion. He is going to be with us for the rest of the run, even though the game intends for you to have him only through Dungeon 2. And you'll see why later, but right now, Happy is doing a thing called a flock clip, which is where you have like a little bit of movement, or when a text box comes, you move for a couple more frames after that, and that allows you to clip inside of the rock and just completely get pushed to the other side, so it avoids going all the way back through the woods. And here you can see on Happy's side also, he's got the power, which it may be hard to tell if you're not used to it. Oh man, Carrotinator getting really bad luck right here.
Oh no.
Oh, please don't.
Don't hack the flowers.
Please. Bow Wow, please. He's supposed to eat the flowers.
No! I'm getting PTSD.
That is really unfortunate luck, because Happy also got really good luck with Bow Wow, pretty much an instant eat.
Oh, so what Sugar did there is he let the ghosts come to him, and then he slashed them away and turned around, I think? Or is at the edge of the screen, so they actually leave the screen to the left, which saves a little bit of not lighting the torch there to kill them.
Yeah, it's not the largest time save in the run, but it is definitely it's nice and easy, and it also saves an equip. Which each time you equip something in this game, you can say that at minimum you're going to lose about 2 seconds every time you equip an item. Sometimes more, depending on the menu itself and how fast you execute it. I think, yeah, Carrotinator getting that heart refill, good idea. If you don't have Pizza Power here, 2 arrows will take care of this mini boss as well, but you don't need to worry about that if you've got POP. Just 4 quick slashes, saves an equip.
So, this boss right here, the genie, there's a quick kill, so we're gonna use wall clips again, which are pretty overpowered in this game. That destroys the vase instantly instead of 3 times, I think. Then he's gonna place a bomb and shoot a bomb arrow right after.
Very
that instantly kills the boss. Yeah, very, very clean.
Oh, unfortunate luck on the Carrotinator side. So the thing about this room for the big key is that you need to kill the enemies in a certain order. And sometimes the Stalfos trolls you and gets in the way when you throw the pot and prevents you from actually killing the enemies in the correct order.
Pascal. Long time no see. No, Carrotinator died, unfortunately.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
But going back to the boss is actually faster to go this way instead.
Yes, yeah. So thankfully the backtrack is not the worst thing in the world.
Oh, now on Sugar's side, there's a trick called Villa Skip right here. He's gonna buffer for a frame where Link stands at the edge of the screen over a pit. There's a sound coming for Link falling. So if he gets that sound, he knows he's on the right frame and just enter the screen, the next screen, and the game puts Link where he can stand. So that's the last tile of grass right there. It's hard to explain.
I think that looked like about 9 pauses, which is a little bit below average. Average is usually like 4 or 5. And as we said, with pausing, it's about 2 seconds each time. So if you get the ideal frame, you just do a 1 pause, then every subsequent pause is about 2 seconds slower.
Also, nice fight from carrotinator right there.
Yeah, definitely.
So Dungeon 3 has like one of their major changes to the overall route the last couple of months.
Yeah,
Someone
definitely. It's
found a trick. Or we knew about it before, but
I think we didn't know that
it was allowed.
setup, and like we weren't sure how to incorporate it to make it faster.
Yeah,
Something along those lines.
exactly.
But yeah, we're not going to fight a single Dodongo this entire run. Thanks to this skip that Happy is just about to do. It's one of the more precise super jumps in the route. And there it is.
He's actually gonna
perform that twice.
Exactly.
And the thing that's kind of scary about that trick is it has a chance to soft lock you if you do it a little bit too slow. And in the case of soft locks, for the sake of the tournament, we allow you to save and quit if you soft lock, but you have to go back to the room where you soft lock. That's just to prevent, since this game is kind of soft lock prone, it's just to prevent like a bunch of matches ending in forfeits.
Nice. Double firsties from Sugar.
Yeah, very good. And hopefully we're going to see a quick kill on Happy's side with Vitreous. Vitreous has a few less eyes this time around compared to Link to the Past, but yeah,
Super
very
clean.
nice fight.
Nice.
That is ideally that's quick words. That quick kill is really only doable if you have Piece of Power. So that's another way that Piece of Power helps in this dungeon, is it speeds up the boss in addition to increased movement speed.
Okay. Let's see if carrotinator also gets the donk skip right here.
Mm-hmm. And
Just
let's see if he's Piece of Power routing where that's at. I'm assuming it's probably off, yeah, because of the
Yeah,
death.
it's off.
That's one thing we didn't mention, is anytime you die, your Piece of Power count gets restarted completely to 0. And very nice to Dodongos on Carrotinator's side.
Alright, time for walrus skip.
Yeah, we'll see if Happy is going to regret not making that safety save file.
Yeah. Oh, he's going sideways.
Oh man, he's doing left side strap. That's interesting. I don't personally know the left side setup.
I heard it's consistent now.
Yeah, same. But it still kind of scares me.
A good thing carrotinator picked up that POP.
Very nice.
Nice, he got it.
I think that still technically saves time. There's extra text box for it, but I think that kind of cancels out with the quick kill on Vitreous, since it saves an equip. So I would say that was still worth to pick up.
So to explain what happened there on Walrus Skip is, if you place a bomb on one screen on the edge and on the next frame, on the first frame, you enter the next screen, place another bomb, and for some reason that triggers a cutscene. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it works. I just know that it does work. Oh, interesting. Carrotinator not opting for the quick kill and getting very close to dying, but thankfully pulling through.
Hope nobody forgets to unlock Dungeon 4.
Yeah.
That's a classic
can be,
killer.
oh man. Especially if you're going through, like, between categories, the 100% and the save and quit category, actually, like, they take a kind of a different route here. It's one of the few, like, major differences between save and quit and no save and quit. I mean, besides instrument cutscene skip, but nobody does those anyway. But one of the major differences is in save and quit, you would have activated the warp portal next to Dungeon 4 already, so you would just enter that and open Dungeon 4. So you would have already opened it and just kind of go enter it. But sometimes you just forget it's sort of out of the way and no save and quit.
I think Bow Wow didn't eat that many enemies. So he should actually kill a couple extra enemies to be on count for the piece of power in 5.
Yeah, although I don't know if it depends on the runner, I guess. But for me personally, I prefer never to actually go out of my way to kill enemies, because as you can see, like, Bow Wow's killing a bunch of stuff now, and sometimes he just gets really hungry later on.
Okay, both got Walrus Skip, no softlocks here.
Very good.
Also 2 different methods.
Yeah, Carrotinator going with the, I would say, more popular topside strat. Oh, unfortunate miss on Carrotinator's side on Landmola. Looks like there's not really much of a way to avoid falling in the pit here. Unless he gets a 1-frame jump. I would say the larger concern from that fight, more than the time lost there, is the arrows lost.
Yeah.
Because arrow count can get kind of tight later in the run, so he might find himself needing to use just a bomb instead of arrows like he normally would. Bomb arrows, say.
I heard in that pit, Gravon lives there, but that's just like myth. Okay, now that he has the flippers, he's gonna leave and come back later. If he finishes right now, there will be Ghost, who looks like Fernando Torres, following him, preventing him from entering any dungeons.
Yeah, it involves this very long side quest where you have to return him to his house and then return him to his grave and all of that stuff. And this is a speed run. We don't really want people to rest in peace. We just want to finish the game. I mean, he's not real anyway, so spoilers.
Okay. Both of them didn't forget to carrotinators on the way to unlock.
And actually, in Carrotinator's case, he actually wants Bow Wow to eat a lot of enemies, since his piece of power count is way off from that death in D2.
Yeah.
The more enemies he can get killed, the better. And I think I didn't see an early POP drop on
Sugar side, yeah.
On Sugar's side, so he should be getting piece of power. Ideally in this room, possibly the one
there it
next
is.
after.
Nice. He got it. So pretty good POP drop right there. He wants it in that screen.
Exactly, yeah.
The key and leave. Oh, carrotinator not with the obstacle skip there. Unfortunately, have to ban him after this. That's just a joke.
That's what. Oh man, the Helmosaur is just really giving Happy a rough time. Those Helmosaurs are just not fun at all in this game. They're the reason why many people consider Dungeon 5 the worst or their least favorite dungeon.
We have to. They have to fight the Stalfos right here, Master Stalfos 4 times, and there's different strats for almost all of them, except the second and the third one. The first and the fourth fight take 3 bombs, I think.
Yes, the first and fourth take 3 bombs, and the second and third take 2 bombs.
Yeah.
So the second and third fights ideally are going to look pretty much the same. And then the reason he didn't use 3 bomb arrows on that first fight is there's a text box you've got to wait for. So even if you use 3 bomb arrows, you still have to wait for that text box to show up. Whereas in the fourth fight, he's just going to outright explode and give you the hook shot. So. And on Carrotinator's side, very clean Ladybug fight. And here we're going to see a pretty big sequence break on Sugar's side. He is going to actually go get the big key, or the nightmare key. Usually the game intends for you to go back to the beginning of the dungeon and get the hookshot from the Master Stalfos, then come back to this room. But if with a well-placed and well-timed Pegasus Boots jump, you can just barely make it across this pit and get the Nightmare Key early. So, pretty good second try.
Yeah, so Dungeon 5 is mostly just skill-based, how you execute the dungeon. There's not much RNG in this dungeon.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument about Helmosaurs, though.
Yeah, Helmosaurs.
With the exception of the Helmosaur room, yeah, it's definitely very skill-heavy. I would definitely say Dungeon 7, probably. It's a lot shorter, but there's, like, literally no RNG. Except there's always just that little, fine print. No RNG in D5, except the Helmosaurs.
Could say the same for Dungeon 6 too. If there wasn't horse heads.
Yeah, exactly. Which, ironically enough, got added in the most recent route change. And you're actually going to see the runners kind of high five. Happy is going to be on his way out as Carrotinator is on his way in. And actually, something we forgot to mention, looks like Carrotinator's piece of power routing got back on track. He was able to kill enough enemies. And thankfully, Happy is not going to have to deal with Helmasaur. Ooh, unfortunate.
Lost a piece of power. That's really unfortunate.
He lost his piece of power. Well, Happy lost his piece of power, but then got it back, and you do not want it back at this point, because it can make the boss of this dungeon much more difficult. The timing gets a lot tighter, so we'll see. Happy might end up just tanking 3 hits in these next couple rooms on purpose to lose that POP. Yeah, it looks like he will. And there it is. Oh,
He's going.
really?
Oh, he's going
Wow. Interesting
went.
step.
for it. So to explain what he just did there. Wait, just first explain the boss right here.
Yeah. So you need to get 8 hits on this boss fight. It's random which hole he spawns out of, but there is a setup that allows you to consistently 2-cycle it. Unfortunately, Happy not getting the setup quite right. And you can see he's being a little careful because he's very close to dead, and dying here would be very bad for him. But thankfully, he pulls it out. I think that was 3 or 4 cycles, which is not too bad. Ideally, you can do it in 2.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh my stream.
Yeah, good call. So we should, ooh, the unfortunate. This is actually, I don't envy Carrotinator here. That jump is a lot more, well, not a lot more, but, you know, more precise enough without piece of power that it's kind of scary to do it without it, especially on low health. I'm surprised he's not hitting the Goomba for health.
Yeah, this is super rough. He gets hit on this room. Please don't die.
Oh no! Unfortunate.
I think he needs to go back.
I think he should go back at that point, because that could be considered a death warp, which is actually banned by the rule.
Yeah, that would have been almost like a save and quit.
That would have essentially done the same thing as a save and quit, but
He probably doesn't know about that.
quite possibly
Yeah,
something to probably mention to him for later.
we didn't see that one.
Yeah, exactly. That didn't happen. Also,
He tried not to die.
speaking of things you didn't see, that Armos boss, Happy beautifully executing bootstraps, the fastest way to kill that boss and get the key to open Dungeon 6.
Okay, making his way to Dungeon 6 right here. It's good on health too.
Yeah, coming out of the Armos maze, you can very easily be at low health. The Armos Knights do, I think, 2 hearts of damage per hit. And they're
It's
all
1.
over.
It's 1.
Is it 1?
Yeah, it's 1 heart.
I thought it was 2. Huh.
This Zolix pit right here. Oh!
Ouch.
Go from the bottom. That's
Yeah,
safe.
the bottom is, I think, a lot easier than doing that boot strat.
So actually, in this game, the cutscenes are sprites too, so Bow Wow can eat them.
Yeah,
That explains it.
that is one of the benefits to keeping Bow Wow through the whole run. He's going to ideally eat 2 cutscenes throughout the run. And here we see Carrotinator getting into his boss fight. Unfortunately, it looks like he doesn't know the setup for the guaranteed 2 cycle. Wow, 4 times out of the same hole. 5 times out of the same hole. Oh my goodness.
That's some RNG. Super unlucky. Oh, there we go.
Oh my gosh. And that's why you really want to use any strat you can to reduce the amount of RNG in this fight, because sometimes you just get completely destroyed by it. He just says, I don't like the right side. I'm gonna stay on the left this entire time. Oh my gosh, there we go. Wow.
Hello,
what a fight.
My old friend. Okay, Viscera Broom. He wants to place a bomb at a specific spot and slash the top left Viscera into the mess right there and kill him off with 1 bomb. Unfortunately, he'll miss one of them.
Yeah, I think he dropped the bomb a little bit too early. Pretty good recovery.
Yeah.
That can really mess with you if you don't know, if you don't have like a good backup strat. Trying to improvise a kill on that guy can really be rough.
So another clip coming up. Didn't get it, unfortunately. That one is a little bit tricky. It's almost like 50-50 to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Sub pickles, etc. And very clean super jump there. That can soft lock you also.
It's like a 3 pixel?
It's, yeah, 3 pixel window. There are some very consistent and easy visual cues. So it's not that common unless you rush it. If you rush it, you can soft lock pretty easy, but if you just take your time and make sure that the setup is
right
good.
Here. Nice, second try is good.
Very good. I think if you get it within the first 6 attempts, then it's faster to do this new route through Dungeon 6. The old route without horse heads is faster if you get it like above 6 try it.
I'm doing still the old run. I like the mini boss. So Carrot is doing the alternative's easiest strat, using the feather and spin attacks.
I don't necessarily blame him. Boot strats is definitely one of the most execution heavy strats, as far as like timing and inputs. So if you're not comfortable with it, it's much better to just go for the sword spins.
Boss is already dead, so.
Oh yeah, there was a boss fight on Happy's side.
There was a boss.
It takes 5 bombs to kill him, and for whatever reason, the designers decided, you know what, let's make his hitbox active before the fight starts, so you can actually fit 3 bombs in there before his text even shows up, and then you just need to drop 2 more bombs on him, and he's dead. It's probably, besides Anglerfish, the largest joke of a fight in the game. And unfortunately, Happy not getting the owl skip that he went for. If you bomb trigger into an owl cutscene, you can actually start the cutscene without the owl actually showing up or flying away, and you just get the text and
Save
stays
stack
a
3
few
seconds. Zorlax Pit strikes again.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I honestly, I don't know. If I went in there with that little health, I might just die there, just so that I could get a health refill for Dungeon 6, because any death in Dungeon 6 is going to waste quite a bit of...
yeah, because the mini-boss is actually so far away.
Yeah. So you can see Happy is going to be returning to Dungeon 4 to take care of Anglerfish. The second trip is very quick and easy.
Oh, grab the POP! Yes!
Nice. Early POP on Carrotinator's side in Dungeon 6. Kind of tough to route that in, but I can't tell whether that was intentional or not. But very, very good pickup nonetheless.
Also a good choice. Please kill the Goombas.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
So you can see on Happy's side, he's starting the boss fight. Oh, the boss is... Anglerfish. Quite an easy fight. Oh, missing the heart container, unfortunately. All you need to do is just get 3 bomb arrows into him, or a sword spin and 2 bomb arrows, and he is gone.
Oh,
And I don't think we... Oh,
I didn't
sorry.
explain that one.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
So, for some reason, if you use the hookshot on a pot in quick succession, you get invincibility? Did I spell that right?
Yeah, invincibility.
Okay. Hard word. Ah?
Ooh.
Didn't know the strat probably.
I was gonna comment, Happy with Sugar just dashed directly through what looked like the hitbox of an enemy, but he just wall clipped just enough to avoid it. But oh, looks like Happy going with an old strat here. Wall clipping from the top instead of the bottom. It's really not that much slower. Minor time save.
So coming up, Rooster Skip.
Yes. Also, obstacle skip, very nice.
Yeah. 2 out of 2.
So Rooster Skip, basically, you saw Happy do it earlier with that hookshot jump in Dungeon 5 at the end, but I believe there's a 1-frame window after the hookshot retracts into Link while he's hovering over a pit, where you have 1 frame to do an action. And if you time it on that 1 frame, you can jump while hovering over a pit, essentially. I'm interested to see... Oh, going bufferless, yeah. Looks like he's very good call on his part.
Yeah.
So that can be a very tricky jump. Obviously, it's a single frame trick, but there is a consistent...
Oh, he had the bad pixel. He had the bad pixel.
That's unfortunate, yeah. So there is a... Oh, okay. I just looked at Carrotinator's side and thought he was soft, but you can see he's taking his time on this, and I don't blame him. A soft lock here would be very unfortunate. The timing on moving against the wall and away from the wall is pretty precise. You've got to be pretty fast. Second try for Happy with Sugar. Yeah, it looks like he's just going with buffered strats from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I still use buffered.
Same. It's optimally, if you get 1 pauses on both of the jumps, then it only is about 8 seconds slower than a double firsty unbuffered. So I'm personally a proponent of just buffering it until, like, very, very... It's better to lose 8 seconds to bufferless than
That piece of
to lose 20 to a fall. Man, Carrotinator really having a tough time with this jump. It's unfortunate. He almost got it that one time, but was just a little bit too late on it. He's also, he doesn't need to release the spin slash. All that matters when you're holding your sword out for this is just the D-pad movement.
Yeah, he should just...
Because, yeah, he could be just trying it over and over again without having to release the spin slash and wait for it to charge back up. It would make the attempts a lot faster.
Should probably try it without releasing. There it is. Almost.
No, just a little bit too late again. And you can see on Happy's side, Bow Wow was not...
No, that's a soft...
Oh.
Maybe he can boots out. Nah, just
saving and quitting. So this is a situation where the rules of the tournament come into play. To prevent this match from instantly being over right now, he is allowed to continue with that save and quit. He just is required to return to the room where he did it to prevent, save and quit abuse or something, or someone purposefully soft locking so that they can do a save warp or something. Not that anybody in the tournament would do that, but just a precaution.
So yeah, again, using bomb triggers here in Dungeon 7 to knock down all the pillars.
Yeah, Dungeon 7 as a child, Dungeon 7 was a very painful dungeon for me. Everybody talks about Dungeon 8. Forget that, man. Dungeon 7 was the worst.
No, it was 6 for me, actually.
Really? That's interesting. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of memories, to be honest, from a kid, but Dungeon 7 took me such a long time, and that's why it's probably my favorite dungeon these days, because it's just so quick and easy.
I mean, 7 has the best music. Goomba Surf coming up.
Yeah, Goomba Surf, unfortunately.
Oh, the dream.
Wow! Wow!
The dream.
That is absolutely perfect. You want one of the Goombas to move to the right there.
Oh, Carrot got it also. I just realized.
Yeah.
Was super focused on Happy. Happy.
And so you can see here, Happy is killing the evil eagle with bombs. We used to use the magic rod, but due to the reroute, it's faster to just use bombs instead of the magic rod because it allows us to do D7 before D8.
Great, soon. There's gonna be one question I'm going to ask you, Dungeon 8, and I want you to say yes.
Okay.
But I will come back to it later.
Oh my goodness.
Just be
this
prepared.
is actually, I'm not gonna lie, if I were in Carrotinator's situation, I would be scared. I don't like going into this fight with really low health, because it's really easy to just get hit by one stray tile.
He can use the hookshot, actually.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, but I doubt he knows. Okay. Oh, very good. Very, very good fight on his part. It's so easy to just get lazy and take a single, stray pot there or tile. So, very, very well executed on Carrotinator's part. And you're gonna see Happy with Sugar looking at Marin, who is asking for his help, and she's screaming, "Help me! Save me!"
Please don't talk. Please don't
Well,
talk.
first he jumps off the bridge, and then he says, "Nah." Fun fact, that cutscene is a very long cutscene. I discovered that not too long ago when I accidentally walked into it, and he just talks, and then Terran comes, and he talks, and takes her away from you, and then freaking an owl shows up. It's just such a long cutscene.
As you think it's over, there's still someone who
Exactly.
still talks to you. It wastes like 35 seconds, I think.
Oh my gosh. It seems like over a minute. It's crazy. And so you'll notice Happy does not have the mirror shield, which you are supposed to have to get through this cave, but you can just wall clip through and just kind of go on through that fire.
Yeah, wall clipping prevents you from getting knockbacks.
To answer Cravone in chat, it was an accident. If you jump and you're too high up, you'll just like run into her. Kind of a bad time. Is it really longer than the beach cutscene? That seems insane to me. Oh my gosh. So you can see Carrotinator making his way back through D4.
Yeah.
And Happy is going in.
Doing a sideways block
push. Which involves basically wall clipping, positioning yourself on a certain, within a certain range of pixels, and then just pushing to the right, and it'll just push itself down because you're wall clipped.
So, Krensun, my question is, are you a Blano skipper?
I would be if it weren't banned. I am a big proponent of Blano skip.
Yes, thank you.
So there is a way to skip this mini-boss fight, but according to the very particular and specific rules of no out of bounds, Blano skip is actually considered out of bounds because it is greater than one tile away from a normally accessible tile. It involves super jumping onto that little strip of land, and then just jumping down and instantly getting the fire rod. It is unfortunate. The reason it's kind of notable at all is because it was allowed for a very long time, until someone just it was just an overlooked tile. Nobody really realized that it was technically considered out of bounds until one day they were like, after months of doing the skip, someone was like, wait a second, that's out of bounds. And so we had to retroactively ban it, and it's unfortunate.
I mean, in this category, you would skip him first and then actually kill him. Because you can't save him. You need to save him.
True. It wouldn't save as much time as if you were to use, if you were in like 100% or save and quit. Although I do want to say someone routed it out, and it is actually decently... Carrotinator had the lineup for obstacle skip and just decided not to do it.
Yeah.
But I think someone timed it out, and you can actually backtrack through Dungeon 8, and it's still faster than killing Blano, or something along those lines. I could be mistaken.
What directly means out of bounds? To answer that, it's... I actually don't know myself. It's sometimes something is out of bounds, sometimes something isn't out of bounds. Basically, you can't walk on walls, let's say like that, or tiles that are normally not reachable, given by the game.
Ooh, oh man. Happy taking 2 quick hits in succession from Hothead here. Hothead can be kind of a scary fight, to be honest, because he does 4 hearts of damage per hit. But thankfully making it through without too much of an issue. And Carrotinator, I think on his second attempt on skip, going for the buffered method, not a bad idea.
No.
Unfortunate.
Did he get the wang? I did not know this. I didn't pay attention to the wang. Looks like he got it, according to chat. So what the wang is just a visual glitch. No! Don't fall. According to Dragon CO, that's slow.
According to reliable sources, falling in pits is slow.
Confirmed.
So Happy is actually making his way up to the final boss
No.
fight already. Oh, unfortunate. It's really sad to fall there on Carrot's side because of if you fall in those pits leading up to Rooster Skip, you don't even get to try it. You just fall and you have to go back all the way over again. And you can see here, Happy is lining up for a bomb trigger to trigger this this instrument cutscene. We actually never got the ocarina, which is required normally to start this cutscene. Thanks to bomb triggers, we can skip it entirely. Should be. Looks good.
That looks good.
Think so. Oh,
Yes.
mash it, mash it.
Mash it, mash it.
Okay, okay.
He's going
Should
for
be
another
fine.
one.
Just he should be fine. Just buffer it. Buffer it out.
One more.
Think that
Select.
should be-
No!
No.
Didn't buffer the select.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Close enough.
Usually, when you get that close, I tend to just mash. To be honest,
So
that's
do you want to...
I usually mash just on purpose. Even if it looks like I should get it, I just mash anyway, just to be safe. Sorry, I had interrupted you, Stanner. What were you saying?
The way in the Windfish Egg is always the same, as long as you don't look into the books.
Yeah, there's a library that we never enter that has a book that actually tells you the way through the maze, but before you check that book, the way is always set to left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. And as long as you never check that book, it will always be that.
So Happy getting the blob quick kill right there.
Mm-hmm. A very particular Y pixel, pretty lenient X pixel, but then kind of random whether you'll get it. And Aghanim, good so far. I think that's 3 hits. The first 2 hits are guaranteed, and the very nice zero.
Nice,
blue
0 blue balls.
ball. Every hit after 2 is a 50-50 chance.
Ah, but he mistimed the Molder.
Yeah, unfortunate. Moldorm
Also-
quick kill helps a lot. This is probably the most annoying phase of the entire boss fight.
Missing
final
that one,
fight.
yeah. Goes from a 4 to 5 second fight to like 20 seconds.
Yeah, easily. And especially, it depends. If you drop the quick kill, it's a lot better than if you just completely miss it altogether like Happy did. So now the Ganon portion just kind of boots into him 12 times.
I'm
And there we
remember.
go. And quote-unquote land mola, it was there, trust me.
Yeah,
was a
it was
phase of the
there.
fight.
There was that one time that Krantoon almost beat the world record holder right now in the race, but he softlock. Definitely.
Oh my goodness. That so fun fact. If you pause on the same frame that a cutscene begins, you softlock. I didn't know that going into the boss fight, and I happened to do that while being ahead of my opponent and lost my match because of it. So only you can prevent softlocks. Just don't do it, kids.
Where is seatbelt?
Alright, and there we go. That is Happy done, pulling off a sub 1.
No, it's gonna be someone.
Yep, right
Nice.
time. There we go, so...
Let us check if he wants to come for interview. Oh, you're doing it. Oh.
Looks like Happy is just speeding up through the credit sequence right now.
Yeah.
They're not usually this fast. Oh, I think he paused it on this frame. I guess he just wanted Link smiling.
Yeah.
Wanted Link's smiling face to be the point where it ends.
Feels Link, man.
Feels Link, man.
Carrot. I'm rooting for you. Come on. You can do it. Best frame in the game, he said.
Hello,
Hello, Happy.
Are you there?
Hello.
Hey, GG. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
How'd you feel about the run?
Sub 1 again. That was really my only goal. I haven't really done a serious run since my first race in the tournament, which was about 3 weeks ago. So this was, it was good for me. Better than I expected.
Yeah, definitely. You had some really good moments in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. So that got messed up around, I think, D4 or 5. And I forgot the route in D6, like, not the route, but just what to do in specific rooms in D6 quite a bit. But I can try horse heads when I have an awful D6. Like,
Yo,
can't get that in a real run.
That Goomba surf, though.
Yeah.
That Goomba surf was actually perfect.
I could feel it going into the Goomba surf. I knew it was going to be good going in because I had just played the run so badly up to that point. I had to have gotten a first try Goomba surf.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, unfortunately, carrotinator had quite an issue with D6 also. Taking quite a bit of time for that last super jump over to the Dodongos. He had a bit of trouble with it and then ended up soft locking.
Oh, that's a shame. That's rough.
And then I didn't actually keep track. I don't know if anybody was counting rooster skip attempts, but carrotinator took quite a while to get rooster skip.
It's like 11 or 12, I think. I did not count actually, but I saw chat saying something 10.
I got bufferless jump, and then I messed up the second one, and then I just did buffered because I was mad. But I got one bufferless.
Enough bombs for D7.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have enough bombs for it. He needs 5 here. So
I'll have to go.
Well, you would probably.
I'll have to go downstairs, right?
Yeah, you would just have to go there and go grab the bombs from upstairs and then just come back. That's one of the dangers of doing bufferless strats in Dungeon 7. You can really waste your bombs pretty quickly if you're not careful.
Grabbing some extras. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Especially with the Evil Eagle fight, all of that stuff coming up.
Fun fact, that was the first time I've ever gotten a run for the Moblin King.
The first time what?
Ever gotten boot strats, the fast boot strats for the Moblin King in a run.
Oh, for the Armos Knight?
Armos Knight, not Moblin King.
I was going to say, were you playing
What,
a
you
different
don't
run
even-
than I saw? Because I don't think you had boots then. Yeah, that was a really clean boot strat. You said the... Oh, it looks like carrotinator actually opting for the old route, which
Yes.
I don't mind. I love this old route. This old
Yes.
super jump is my favorite in the
As long as I can go for consistency and not for RNG based things, I rather do the consistent things.
Yeah, there you go.
I like how he
So-
also killed the Goomba we used to do Goomba Surf. Just stomped right on him.
To rub it in.
Teach him a lesson.
Yeah. No. Unfortunately got hit there.
Yeah, if you ever get hit, you can save it, but a lot of times if you get hit, you're probably just getting pushed to the bottom screen. And every time you get hit, his health resets. But looks like you got him. Yeah, not too. Oh, going for the hook shot the hearts. We also never mentioned this. If you pull up your save and quit menu right there, that allows you to kind of avoid the pit that would normally drop you down closer to where Dungeon 7 is, or 4 is. And that saves you having to trek all the way back up Telltale Heights. So we'll see if Carrotinator also
Manages to not talk to Marin.
to avoid Marin.
Yes. Did not talk to Marin.
That scared me. I saw something out of my peripheral vision and suddenly it just blew up in my face.
I almost died.
I thought it was
That's
necessary.
glorious. That's glorious.
Oh my god. Oh, unfortunately, Carrotinator getting stuck in that like. Thankfully, it can't, doesn't really do anything bad. As long as you don't have your shield equipped. It just kind of wastes time.
Ah, it was a good laugh.
Yeah.
There's a CGH's face when he gets world record.
Oh my goodness. That is actually a very good question. Why isn't that emote? That would be a
Someone
pretty
making
good
mode. Oh, the
I
one pixel
was
turn.
thinking about making it my sub emote.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, I am pretty tired. It's almost 1 a.m.
Oh man, time zones. I forgot about
Yeah.
That's
that.
right.
Oh, is he... Oh, Carrotinator going with the P-hat strat.
That's what I do still.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen those in a while. So that was very common in an old route. That with the advent of swordless super jumps.
Link's right eye looks like a chocobo. I can't unsee that anymore.
It totally does.
It's his left eye. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thankfully Carrotinator not getting hit and dying here. That would be a very costly death. Grabbing that fairy.
So also, fun fact. The Link you're playing as in LIDX is the same as a Link to the Past. And also the same as in the Oracles game.
I mean, it kind of makes sense since there's so much crossover between all those games. I feel in terms of the communities and the players and runners. So I think it's kind of appropriate, you know.
Nice quick kill.
I'll be interested to see how he does this room. This room, I feel, is one of the rooms that kind of allows for a lot of kind of individual expression.
Doing the same as I do.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely. I think that's one of the least risky of those strats. A lot of the other strats, you need to be... they're a lot more input heavy, which means it's a lot easier to mess it up.
Okay. Oh, jumped over it. Nice. Almost got hit.
Yeah, to go back to your run, Happy, that was a really scary hothead fight. You got hit by with half a heart.
I was just mostly just telling Hothead to just die already. Stop ignoring my hits. Did he get 1 cycle?
No, 2 cycle.
2
But he
cycle.
forgot to wang.
Yeah, I could also see when you finished up Hothead, you were being a little bit careful jumping over that lava.
Yeah. I did not want to take any chances.
I do not blame you. That would have been probably the most costly death you possibly could have in Dungeon 8, really. Is dying in the lava. Oh, what was
Nice
that
POP.
an inquiry, or would that be OP?
That was a POP.
Oh my gosh.
No, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, that was the validation hole. He fell in there twice.
Yeah. I feel like Wang is basically the closest to a validation chest that LEDX has.
Bonking to line himself up.
And now
he
we
has
get to listen to the pretty music.
we get to listen to the beautiful triangle, the best instrument.
Ding. Ding.
So yeah, in case you guys haven't yet, please follow the runners.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Not biased at all, though.
No,
Completely
no.
unbiased opinion.
I hear that Nader is a really good streamer. Oh, and also that Happy with Sugar guy. You should follow him.
Left, left, up. Left, up. That's the way Waze is.
Am I the only person who's actually messed that up in a PB before? That definitely happened at some point for me.
I mean, I messed up the way in a marathon run, offline marathon. At ESA Germany. I went to...
Ouch. Yeah, I think it was, oh, he's going for the old quick kill strat.
Is that the Flint pixel?
I can't tell. Honestly, it's too pixelated, but... He still did get one hit off. So, nice. That was out of the bad RNG could have gotten. It was the better of the two.
Oh, it was the Flint pixel.
The Flynn pixel, one step above the Zorlax. Or was it the other way around? No, it was the other way around. The Zorlax pixel, one step above the Flynn pixel. Wow, is that 0 blue balls for both of our runners?
And didn't mess up Mulder. Nice.
Very nice. You can see how much faster that one is
Yeah.
if you get that quick kill.
If you would have gotten the blob quick kill, this would have been a perfect fight so far.
Yeah, we'll see if Deathel decides to cooperate as well.
Not moving Devil to the either.
Yeah, that's interesting. It is kind of a personal preference thing, but I personally find it kind of nice to just get him up in that corner so that he can't move side to side.
That's
16 arrows total. He's at 5. I think that's 9.
9. It's 12.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
one more quad will do it. But
One
okay,
more.
one more arrow.
Oh, it was 2.
Oh, I guess I miscounted.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. That was honestly a very good Deathel pattern. That was really good RNG.
GG Karen.
GG's.
GG's.
GG.
Let's see if we can get him in here too.
Sub 119.
Barely,
Oh,
yeah.
We
Under
can
the wire.
pull Carrot in. Someone.
Here.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Carrot.
Hello.
GG's.
GG.
Thank-
Good race, man.
Hmm. It was lots of fun.
I guess. It was fun
Even if,
commentating
like,
too.
everything
So-
possible did go wrong.
Anything you want to add to your... How did you feel about it?
It's nice to run the game again. I haven't really done it for a while, and sort of scheduling was a bit iffy, but we got it done.
Yeah, scheduling can be really tough with this game because the community is just all over the place. You have some people on the West Coast, all the way over to, you know, Europe, a lot of German runners, etc.
I'm over in Europe, so it's coming up to 1 at night at the moment.
Okay, my notebooks
No, I missed.
was running out of energy. So if I'm not here, like 2 minutes, my battery runs out. So yeah, thanks again to Fiesel letting us do this on his speed gaming channels. Also helping with the restream. Big thank you to him.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for organising this whole tournament and everything. It's been fun.
All right, so does anybody have anything else to add?
Not really.
All right, and then in that case, I think we are going to go ahead and get going. Let's see, what is coming up on Speed Gaming schedule right now? Looks like there should be a randomizer tournament happening, I think, right after this. On Speed Gaming 2, and there should be a randomizer race happening, a Link to the Past randomizer race happening on Speed Gaming 1 right now. Let's see, that is between, Zero Rush and Christos Owen, so that should be a very good race to watch. So yeah, definitely make sure, if you're not already, follow all of the Speed Gaming related channels, Speed Gaming 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, that about does it for us, I think. Thanks everybody for watching.